bright sparks.
You don't have a chance.
3 big shots.
They're little brats who need to be taught a lesson.
2 new products.
I'm stumped. I can't think of anything.
But only one team can win.
I've got the results right here.
Beat the boss.
I'm Sarah Khan, and this is Beat the Boss. 3 bright sparks compete against 3 big shots to create a brand new product for the children's market. The question is, who knows what you want? Going for a dip, paddling, taking the plunge, call it what you like. Swimming is a #1 sport for children in almost every continent across the globe. Today's challenge is to create an awesome aquatic amusement, something to play with in the pool that will really make waves. To find 2 teams ready to dive into this watery challenge, we've searched out some of the most creative minds in the UK. Our bright sparks are Robin, Oscar and Jess. Robin's a really quick learner. She plays piano and can read and write Chinese. Career path, astronaut.
If the adults were here, I would say to them, loser, loser, loser.
Next, Oscar. Horse riding, rosette winning, model making problem solver. He can do a Rubik's Cube in 38 seconds. Ambition, millionaire.
We've got ideas. We've got brains. What have they got?
Finally, Jess, a sports fanatic and so into music she has 2 MP3 players. Future goal, professional footballer.
The big shots are better watch out because me and the bright sparks are going to knock them right out of the competition.
Those are the bright sparks, but what about the big shots? They're Paul, Charlie and Jack. First, Paul, a top sales executive with plenty of drive. Behind the wheel of the UK's #1 car leasing company, he's definitely in the driving seat.
If the bright sparks were here now, I think I'd tell them they're bitten off more than they can chew.
Meet Charlie, cutting hair and winning awards for 28 years. The boss of 4 salons and 3 times Scottish Hairdresser of the Year, Charlie has a head for business.
What I would say to the bright sparks is that when we're all sitting in the limo, I will take the time just to turn around and give them a little wave.
Last up, Jack, author, musician, journalist, model and a multi-award-winning entrepreneur. He's his own boss and truly a jack of all trades.
You know what, bright sparks? I'm your greatest fear.
So those are our teams, the big shots with over 60 years of business brilliance between them, and the bright sparks who have the insider knowledge when it comes to understanding what children really want. They'll be battling it out for the honour of victory and the Beat the Boss trophy. Both teams are poised on the starting blocks. It's time to throw them in at the deep end and deliver their brief. Hello, I'm Syra. Hi. Can I come in?
Yeah, of course.
How are you feeling?
Bit apprehensive, but excited.
Yeah, excited, I think.
How are you feeling inside knowing there's a brief in here?
Excited. Sick.
Come on, open the box.
You ready to receive your brief?
Yes.
Your brief is to design a brand new pool play product that will create a splash with your mates. It must be a foam or inflatable-based game. And the more you play with it, the better your swimming should get. How confident do you feel now?
I am absolutely confident, never wavered, pardon the pun.
Are you feeling more confident now you've heard the brief?
Definitely. Yes.
This task isn't going to be easy. In the UK, 6 million of you regularly go swimming, and that means a lot of pool play products. Spotting a gap in the market will be tough. I've sent both teams off to do their market research, and they need to get with it and quite possibly get wet if they're to come up with some inspired ideas. The bright spots are experts at having fun, but they don't know what's already out there, so they're off to see what you can buy right now. The bright spots are getting to grips with the challenge, but they don't seem to have much focus. So how inspired are they?
It's made out of foam and you can easily swim with it.
And you could use it as a body ball because it fits nicely to your body. I'll leave you throw into the water and then you have to match them up so they have pictures inside, even though those two don't match. We see in the shops lots of things really, lots of goggles, lots of inflatable things, lots of foam things, lots of noodles, lots of things that float, lots of things that sink. The most useful thing we've seen was the ball that turned into a frisbee.
Just pick it up,
Maybe hold on
push
to
it into a ball.
It kind of gave us a good idea of a unique idea.
I reckon the big shots aren't really going to be doing anything. I'm probably totally wrong.
Splish splash, I was taking the bath.
Yes, totally wrong. The big shots have already taken the plunge. They're at a water park to see what floats your boat when it comes to pool play.
I've been on every slide, every flume, been knocked over by the force of the water. The main thing I take from it is that speed is fun, and how we can incorporate speed into a pool game, I just don't know, but I'm working on it,
It was a lovely ride here that is a life-changing experience. Going down the ride, in the dark, getting soaked, I'm going to take that away with me forever. I wish we could formulate something like that, honestly.
Back in the real world, the Bright Sparks want to get to the bottom of the market. They're hoping for a brainwave by trying out some swim products.
Like that. We need to make a product that has to float, because it has to be made out of inflatable or foam, which both float. So really we need to think of ideas that will be good on top of water rather than under.
The Bright Sparks are making sure they stick to the brief, but does this mean their ideas are all at sea?
We're really interested in the floats.
So you're on a bodyboard.
And you can stick things that will float on it.
And we're also interested in the ball.
And the opposite team has got to try and get the bodyboard off you.
So you have to dive down and try and get them.
They could have this, like, thing.
The Bright Sparks really need to decide on one idea. Right now, they're just not focused. Meanwhile, the big shots have dried off to check out what kind of products you like to take to the pool.
Fun is the
key,
really, isn't it?
and
They're
game.
not really
Fun,
interested
game,
in
yeah.
things that they learn to swim with.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough because all the people we're looking at can swim really well. We need to try and encourage people to get into the swimming part of it as well as get better at it and get better at it.
Absolutely.
These children all were interested in things that are underwater. Again, it might be because they're confident, but nonetheless there was a huge enthusiasm for any sort of game that's underwater.
Having submerged themselves in market research, the big shots think that underwater and fun are the key to their product. To give the Bright Sparks one last splash of inspiration on how to swim better, they're getting some tips from Karen Pickering, the UK's most successful female swimmer ever.
What do you think is the most important thing to get confidence when you're in the water?
I think the most important thing for a child when they're learning to swim is that they have fun, because I think if children are having fun, they forget to be scared.
How do you think children should improve their swimming?
Well, it's practicing and obviously progressing through from, first of all, just swimming with a float, and bit by bit, as the children get more confident, you can take away the floaty bit or make it look a bit less floaty without them realising, and before they know it, they're swimming all on their own.
Fun definitely seems to be the order of the day, but the big shots have taken a very formal approach to their last bit of research. Our young bathers are back to give them the lowdown on all things swimming.
Joshua, what did you most enjoy about learning to swim? Was it the splashing?
I like playing with my friends.
Billy, now that you're a strong swimmer, what is it you enjoy most about it?
I like getting wet.
Can you give me an idea of the sort of games that you like to play?
I like underwater gymnastics, where you do handstands and stuff like that.
Both teams have dived right in there with their market research, but will it be enough to go the long course?
The most difficult thing is going to be the brainstorming, when we have to get all the ideas down to a piece of paper, because they're all muddled up really.
It would be really nice to settle on one particular thing and start to really evolve it.
It's time for the brainstorm.
Okay, design a brand new pool play product
Okay, you two discuss that, I'll get on with the rules.
that will create a splash with your mates.
You know the thing with the pumper?
Yeah.
It must be foam or inflatable based game.
Whoa, straight into it.
The more you play with it, the better your swimming should get.
So I think the bodyboard would be quite an idea, just to have it about that big, and you could carry it, you could have a handle in it or something.
It needs to be in, like, I don't know, a case about that big, and if it's inflatable.
Would the bodyboard be like stuck onto you when you dive in?
Yeah.
The bright spots don't sound at all convinced, unlike the big shots who have a very clear direction of what they want.
The challenge has got to be recovering something from the bottom. That's the fun bit, getting underwater and bringing it back up.
At first, the brainstorm didn't go very well because we had loads of ideas and they were just all jumbling up.
Is there any idea that you said, yes, that's the one?
Not really.
And then we tried to put them into one, and our idea became very complicated.
It's a goal. It can be used for volleyball. It can be used for basketball with hoops.
So you've made a goalpost?
But the bigger idea is our board/ball thing. What happens with the board is you press the board and it turns into a ball.
Let me get this right. I've got a board and I'm swimming away on it and I'm just next to the goal and I get off the board and I make it into a ball and then I'm trying to get it into a goal that's about that big.
No, you try and get into a hoop.
I'm going to be harsh here. I think you need to start again.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I'm going to have to do this.
Rip it, go.
I think you can do better than this.
Okay.
Jess, how are you feeling?
My head's hurting.
Is it? Rip it up and start again. Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind.
Syra's timing is amazing. It's always at the time where you're just about getting to something and she comes in and stops you and you're like, but just, give us another 5 minutes, come back.
And I think we're just about to get that. So perhaps if you came back in 10 minutes...
You'd have an idea down on paper. Ideas are what Beat the Boss is all about, and to get theirs, the bright spots have gone right back to square one.
So this time we have the plan. We know what we're doing.
Okay, right. If you had to have a float, what would it be like? Your dream float? What would it be like? Jumping.
Like a sofa, basically.
A sofa?
Yeah.
Because what you could do, there were moments when you kind of think, gosh, maybe we're not actually going to come up with anything here, but then this really sort of clear vision, I think, came to us all just about the same time. Is it possible to take sort of fairly simple games that are known, already, like hoopla or netball? Could we turn them all upside down? So, like, if it was hoopla,
Okay. So basically,
the base is there, the bit's there, and the kids go down and put the hoops on, and they go up that way. The kids come and they put these on. So there's number 1.
Yeah.
There's number 2, and then you tip it over, the water comes out and it stands up. Woohoo!
In the brainstorm we came up with some ideas, but then we didn't use them. We came up with another idea to make a belt instead.
Hey, that looks cool. What is it?
It's a belt made out of foam, so it helps you float. Yep.
Yeah.
With inflatable things on it.
Yeah.
So you can play...
Inflatable things?
Like balls.
A bit like dodgeball, but you have to swim to dodge the balls.
That is, I think, it's a really simple idea and good fun.
And if you've lost all your balls, you can still float in the water because it's made out of foam.
Now they're really getting somewhere, but the big shots have a big problem. Will their product actually work underwater?
We're looking at sort of different types of foam there, one that absorbs and one that doesn't.
But does foam absorb and sink?
No.
Let's keep this,
Okay.
pitch it to our experts. If they say it's feasible and we can make it out of those materials, then great.
Yes.
So I'd love to prove you wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
And then let's also look at
It's not
another
about
product.
proving me wrong, it's actually about, creating the most amazing game.
When you see Syra coming, you think, oh, just go away, because you suddenly feel a bit of time pressure. But actually, when it comes down to it, it basically just refocuses everybody.
The big shots still have important design work to do, and both teams need to give their products a name.
Aqua Action, it's water and it's something to do with action.
Yeah.
Are you calling it Aqua Action?
Yeah.
Is there anything already called Aqua Action?
I doubt it.
You hope not.
Something that suggests underwater.
Submerge, subsurge, sub-superstars.
What about submarines?
Submarines.
Yeah.
Submarines. Yeah, that's great.
Hey, that's pretty damn good, actually.
Let's not mess with it. That's great.
To me, it doesn't really matter who came up with the name. Although, of course, it's a great name. I mean,
Can you please present your idea to me in one sentence?
A belt which has balls attached, which you can use for loads and loads of games. You can dodge the ball, catch the ball and collect it.
It can be played as a team game.
Throw the ball, and they all improve your swimming because you're swimming while you're doing it.
Well, I think you've come up with a really, really good idea. After a deflated start, the Bright Sparks have come together with an exciting new idea which could make waves. But will it beat the bosses? OK, everybody, time's up. Wow, well, that looks like a product.
It comprises mainly of one inflatable top section and then a cone section which goes below and fits below the water. It's then a race to get you know, the larger rings on.
OK, it sounds like a good idea. Sink or swim. At first, the big shots wanted their product to do both, but now they've surfaced with a fantastic idea. But will it wash away the Bright Sparks? After a few days to prepare for the pitch, the Bright Sparks have made colourful slides and a 3D model of Aqua Action, while the big shots have found a ready-made likeness of Sumba rings. But only one team can win the Beat the Boss trophy. So the pressure's on as the teams meet for the first time at Zogs, the UK's leading manufacturer of children's confidence games and swimming aids. They'll need to impress Mark Hammersley, Chief Executive Officer, and Product Manager Craig Swire. The challenge is on.
I feel nervous because the big shots had about 30 years of experience.
This will be our day. We'll see how it goes on the final judging, but this one's for us.
My strength personally is I can look very confident even if I'm not.
I'm feeling fiercely competitive today, so look out, kids.
So we meet at last.
You're not winners, you're losers, yeah? Just remember that, yeah?
I think you're shaking in your boots, actually.
This could go on all day, so Craig tosses a coin to see who'll pitch first.
Heads. So, Bright Sparks, you're first.
Will the Bright Sparks make a splash with bosses Craig and Mark?
So it's over to you. You give us the pitch.
Right then, OK. The name for our idea is Aqua Action.
Aqua Action for an awesome reaction.
Having just met the Bright Sparks, these certainly aren't the meek and mild lambs to the slaughter I was hoping they were going to be. These kids are really bolshy confident, and I think they'll do well, actually.
Basically, it's a noodle with inflatable balls on it.
It floats and usable as a belt.
The belt is mainly to help someone to swim, and then the balls are to have fun with.
So why should you be alone? But with Aqua Action, you can have loads of friends.
In terms of delivery, they probably could be a bit sharper, maybe use their presentation aids a little bit better, but there was lots of enthusiasm and that was terrific. So as part of your research, have you talked to any swim coaches or any swimmers?
We spoke to Karen Pickering. She's a Commonwealth gold medalist. It could have been a lot better, but I'm sure everyone has that same problem.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. You're going to have to change the name of your product, Aqua Action. It's a trademark that's already owned by somebody else. That's okay, I'm sure you're very imaginative and you can do that. So there's some challenges and things to go at.
Changing the name, I thought it would be a bit hard.
And I was quite disappointed because I did quite like the name.
That was a lot of time and effort wasted for nothing. I'm stumped, I can't think of anything.
A big disappointment for the Bright Sparks after their pitch actually went well, but already the big shots are struggling to make any impact on Craig and Mark.
It's the base section here, from which you need to attach rings on to form the entire column, which says you've either completed the game or you've completed the rings. There's no real rules that go along with the game. It should be a fairly simple thing.
When I met the big shots, they didn't look very confident. I wasn't very impressed.
I thought they'd look different, and I don't know why. I had a feeling that one was going to be bald.
But really, we need your help on this.
I think we're going to thrash them.
It's really basically an upside-down game, so that you're doing it from the bottom up.
The rings go under the water, like so, and get attached to the inflatable, and they do that in a series of sequences. And the first to do so is the winner. It then flips up like so, and it will end up like this on top of the surface of the water.
The choice to actually bring in the child's toy, I think, was inspired. That was Charlie's idea, and I'm so glad we did it. And just made it a lot more physical. It was great to see Mark and Craig just grabbing it and thinking, OK, this is the problem, this is the solution, this is how we change it. That was such a benefit for us.
In terms of the overall rings, you also need to consider the ability of the child. What you should perhaps look at is a way that these can be held onto the central column, but perhaps, say for example, the top one can be taken out on its own.
Both our teams have to rethink parts of their design, and the Bright Sparks waste no time in deciding on a new name.
How are we getting on?
We're getting on good. We have a name.
And a slogan.
Good. What's the name?
Beltable. You can be cool in the pool with Beltable.
OK, great. Yeah, it sounds like a good name. And the good news is it's not trademarked, so you can use that.
The big shots have more than one problem to solve, but they're unusually decisive and rattle through the task.
We've got not complete rings so that we can attach them and they can sort of hug onto it. And then the size, we're looking at about 1.5 meters with 5 rings.
That's submarines.
Maybe doing this using a
Now that both teams have smoothed out the ripples in their product ideas, the last thing to do is some fine-tuning. Top product designer Tanya is on hand to help. The Bright Spots are having serious second thoughts and decide on a risky last-minute change, replacing the detachable balls.
Can we use these sort of creatures in our design to fit in the holes?
Will we be able to make them hollow? So
Yep.
that the creatures can fit into them?
Yep, if that's what you want. You can.
I think we got everything we wanted, and I'm just really glad and proud to see it come to life.
The big shots are now riding a wave and they flood their design with colour.
Start with some primary ones, red, blue, yellow.
Yeah, take an example from that.
The whole essence of our product, submarines, have been captured on the computer screen, and we cannot wait. Honestly, we're so excited to see it actually in its physical form.
So what do our bosses think about each product?
I like the simplicity of the Bright Sparks idea.
I've never seen anything like the big shots idea. I thought it was very cleverly done.
I think that they're probably about neck and neck.
But it's not up to them. That's the job of our 25 Beat the Boss judges. 2 teams, 2 products, but only 1 winner. It's decision day. Both teams' designs have been made for real, and now it's time to find out which pool play product has impressed our judges the most.
My message to the big shots is that you're going down and we're going to win it.
I have no idea what the Bright Sparks product is, but I'm absolutely sure that they would have made a gallant attempt. They would have failed miserably, and I can't wait to see the egg on their face because they would be truly scrambled.
I'm feeling, in one word, anxious.
Coming second for me in all areas of my life doesn't work, so if I come second I will not be happy.
I'm feeling very smug.
Today the winner's announced. It should be a good day for the bosses.
Welcome to the Beat the Boss boardroom. Your big day has arrived. For the very first time, you're going to see your products.
If I turned up at a swimming pool wearing that, my friends would laugh.
That doesn't even fit in a bag.
I thought the brief said make a splash. I think you're even going to make a ripple with that little thing.
Ours is simple and original.
Settle down, walk this way, and stand beside your products.
Hey.
Are you happy with it, Charlie?
Yeah, I think it looks absolutely brilliant.
It's exactly what I expected.
I think it looks colourful, exciting.
Good colour.
Fantastic. I think it's a winning product. I mean, it's colourful, exciting, it's imaginative, and, you know, I'd like to know what our opponents think.
I'll give it to you, I do like the colours.
It has one use to it. They're going to get bored after 5 minutes.
I really don't agree with you, and I think you're just doing bravado.
Just to see what's under their sheet.
Bright Spots, you're just about to see your product. How are you feeling?
Very, very confident that we have a much better idea than theirs.
I feel like a winner. Oh wow, that's so cool.
It is small and compact.
And you can place it on your back and it helps you swim.
Do you think it's better than theirs?
Much better. Much
Yeah.
better. Without a doubt.
Big Shots, what do you think about their product?
I'm not sure about the belt.
Well, that's what you both think about your products. But what did your target market think? We asked 25 8 to 12-year-olds what they thought about your products. If you take a seat, we'll find out what they had to say. To make the product testing fair, our 25 judges don't know who's made which. First up, the Big Shots, submarines.
I think my favourite thing about submarines was that you were able to dive under.
Loads of people could use it at once, not just one person.
I think the name submarines doesn't sound very good.
They could have been made easier to put onto the cone because sometimes it would have just glued back up again.
It was like a challenge to get them on, but then if you got bored you can put them on your neck or put them on your body and just float around the pool.
If we were playing with them somewhere, they would have taken quite a lot of time to blow up.
And will it be plain sailing for the Bright Sparks belter ball?
I like the belt, it was great crack. It's a wee bit funny to live with belter balls. The belts, little toys,
If whenever you had thrown them, they'd sunk a bit, you could have dived down to catch them.
Belt was really fun because the wee animals inside it were like the right size so you could throw it and all, and if you're feeling a bit wacky you can wear it like over a pair of jeans.
The strap, it was really hard to get off.
I think the belt would improve your swimming because you could throw something down the pool and then you could swim after it.
The thing that I would buy would probably be the belt because I like taking it out and being able to throw it to each other.
I would buy the inflatable rings because you'd be able to play it with your family and friends.
Time to vote. Bright Sparks, our judges felt that belt-a-ball was a great idea. It could help improve swimming, but they felt the belt was a little bit fiddly. Big Shots, submarines, they thought it was fantastic because you could play with more than one person, but they felt that it would take too long to blow up. So, who did our judges vote as the overall winner of the Beat the Boss trophy? I've got the results right here in my hand. The winners of the Beat the Boss trophy for the best pool play product by a staggering 17 votes to 8.
It's gotta be us. It's gotta be us. It's not even close.
It's the Bright Sparks.
Yes! Oh, in your face!
17 to 8.
Gutted, yes! Gutted. Oh. Thank you.
Well done.
Bright Sparks, come and get your trophy. Congratulations, you beat the bosses.
Oh, yes!
How do you feel?
I just can't believe it.
There's a limousine waiting to whisk you away. And Big Shots, I'm really sorry, but you do have to get the bus home. Come on, then. Hooray! Congratulations, Bright Sparks. You beat the bosses. How does it feel?
I feel absolutely over the moon. I'm speechless. It feels really good. I knew you were going to win. It's great to see Jack's face because me and Jack were the more competitive ones out of the whole group, and his face was just a picture.
They talked a good talk, and they walked the walk.
I feel dejected. I'm absolutely gutted. I thought we had that in the bag. I still don't know how we lost.
We beat the bosses!
I don't like losing, so I'm not very happy.